Okay, hi everyone. Hi again. Okay, this time we're gonna talk a little bit about noun clauses. But first, let's move through the definition to know what a noun clause is. So, usually a noun clause is defined as a dependent clause that is most often used as the object of a reporting verb. So, it is good to know before moving into the topic that we're gonna be studying noun clause but from another perspective. Okay, so actually we have different type of noun clauses, and this one is used with reporting verbs. I don't know if you remember the topic, direct and indirect speech, or direct and indirect questions. So it is pretty similar to this one, but this time we're gonna call it noun clauses. Okay, so let's move a little bit more into the topic. First of all, we need to know some of the reporting verbs that we can use. As an example, we have show, explain, say, claim, argue, suggest. For example, it says she argued that her novel was no different from the plays of William Shakespeare. As you can see, the whole sentence in red is a noun clause working as the object of a dependent clause. So the dependent clause is the one in black that she argued. Okay. So the noun clause it starts by using the subordinator that or connector, as you can say it, you can also call it. That is the initial word to start the noun clause. Is that her novel was no different from the plays of William Shakespeare, is the object of the dependent clause, which is she argued, as I said before. Okay, so that's what it said at the beginning, that a noun clause can be used as the object of a reporting verb. In that case, the reporting verb is argue, but also it can be the complement of an adjective. Okay, you have possible, likely, clear, surprising, etc. And we have an example that says it might not be obvious. So that is the adjective in that case. If or whether this information can be used without citation. So as you can see, sorry, we have the adjective, possible, and we have the noun clause that is working as a complement of that adjective, which is obvious. Okay. So we have the subordinating. In this case is if or whether. Now we're gonna check when to use if, when to use whether, or when to use a WH. Okay, this is because we have three different type of reporting verbs, or well, let's say like three different type of noun clause when reporting a sentence. Okay, you can report a statement, you can report a WH questions, or you can report a yes no question. So when you report a statement, the connector or subordinator you're gonna use is that. In that case, is written in red. She says that Shakespeare has been the best writer. Okay, because that is a statement which is you're reporting. But when you are reporting a WH questions on your own words, so you have to use the same connector that is used in the question, or that you're using, or WH that you want to use as a report. In this case, we have a reporting verb which is explain. It's right here, explain. That's a reporting verb, and then you have a noun clause. Explain why you agree or disagree with this information. Okay. And the last one is when you are reporting yes or no questions. So in this case, remember what we said, you have an adjective. It might be different if or whether this information is sent by email. Okay, so when you use a yes no questions report, you have to use that subordinator if or whether. Okay, So be careful. There are some aspects to consider when using noun clauses. Okay. So for example, number one, do not use a comma after a reporting verb. You have the example here. Just look at here the click. Number two, use a statement word order. If you remember report and direct and indirect speech, or if you remember also the topic, which is calling direct questions, direct and indirect questions, you can you can remember that when you are reporting an information, you do not write the answer as if you were writing a direct questions. Okay, so you have to omit the auxiliary and follow the order of a real statement, not as if you were writing a question. So that's why the auxiliary do is omitted in this case. So explain why you agree or disagree with this information. It's because you are reporting a question. You are not making a question. You are reporting a question, okay? And the last one here is uh, it might be different if whether this information is sent by mail. Okay, so we do not use quotation marks here because this is not a question. One more time, it's just what I said. You're reporting a question, you're not making a question. Okay, and the last one, I don't have example here, but I can let you know. So do not use two subordinators. Okay, I make a mistake here. Is two the number, not two as the preposition. To, okay, do not use to, I mean, like that or that and why or if and that. You cannot say, for example, it might be different if that this information is sent by mail, or it might be different why if. Okay, do not use two subordinators in one sentence. Okay, that's basically what we have so far about noun clauses through reporting verbs. Okay, so okay, we have some reference here, and we might see you later on. See you around.